All right. Hello. Hello. Oops. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Let's go here. All right. Where the heck is my chat? Where is it? There we go. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Nero. All right. So, what do we got today? GDP data coming in. Um, eh, didn't expect it to be, it was zero before, dropped a little bit. GDP went up. There was actually a revision a little bit. So it's kind of mixed news. People are looking at it and saying, well, that's big red, but then they're not looking at the growing over here. It kind of come back in. It kind of comes back into this, right? Um, just released the data showing that it contracted by this, which is flat. So again, kind of a mixed number for them. A little bit harder to read. Not a lot of major movement, but again, I think a lot of that is because some of the some of the data that we had this week, what was kind of put in. Pill talking about this right here. Right? We don't expect nonlinear dissociations in rising this. The impatient some slowdown from the housing market. Not as gloomy as housing as we were a year ago. Right? Cooler housing market would hit construction. Right? So again, not all horrible data, but again, a lot of people see that negative number and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" But there was adjustments that were made, and again, a lot of times when you have whether positive or negative, it switches in the other direction. Yeah, I do have coffee. I do. I do. I've only had like a quarter of it though, so I probably need more. I got kicked in the face twice last night by Kip. He's doing that now. He likes to sleep sideways thing, right? So he puts his like feet next to my head and then his head like on the other side, and he like kicked me twice in the face last night. So yeah, a little tired. Yeah. Um. Debt default would be See, look at this. U.S. debt default would be the mother of all shocks. Dutch central banks are saying. Yeah, and I talked about it. How big of a deal that is, right? Um. Oh, hold on. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, a lot of people don't realize how big of a deal this is. They're not throwing. They kind of have the I don't know, a little bit naive, right? That'll never happen. China will never take over. Nah, it'll never happen. I mean, it is. It's happening. More people, more potential, and they produce all kinds of stuff. So yes, um, yeah. They don't people, and they don't talk about it probably because they don't want the. Oh, here you go. Yeah, and people getting used to this inflation. Yep. Yep. Yeah. They're not wrong. So, yeah. So, anyway, as far as big movement goes, we really don't have much besides obviously the yen retracing a little bit. Again, you're seeing the dollar yen up about 79. You're seeing it over here in the pound. Euro pound flat, even though that data came out, right? But really, not a lot of driving factors. And I think it's because of the movement that we've had this week. I mean, 12, 15, 1, 26, 24, right? 12. Besides anything associated with the yen, just not a lot of movement right now, right? Um, this will be interesting too, right? As Turkey heads to the polls, currency chairs are bracing for absolute chaos. Um, Turkey's an interesting one, right? Turkey comes up in a lot of different conversations. Problems with bailouts and only wanted to work 2 days a week, and you know the interest rates. It just Turkey's got all kinds of issues. Um, you know, we'll just give you an island. We'll sell you an island, fix all our debts, right? Um, yeah, Turkey's a very just I don't know. Everything about Turkey is interesting, right? The United States saying, "Hey, give that $2.5 million system away. Just give it to Ukraine. Just give it to them. It's okay." Right? Um, yeah, yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, nothing tomorrow. Nothing Sunday. Monday, we do have Empire State Manufacturing Index starting off the entire manufacturing stuff. I remember last time it was like gangbusters here, right? You can see that we kind of been flipping. It was the forecast was supposed to be, minus 17, and bam, came in at 10.8. That was awesome, and now it's expected to be negative. So we'll see if we kind of, you know, kind of pop back again, and then got some. Excuse me. See, there's the first guy. We have some Aussie FOMC, right? Not just called, monetary policy meeting notes. They don't have it make it too crazy over there, right? And that's Monday night, so we should have some movement with that. So again, middle of May, this is what we get, right? So not too much there. Let's go back and we'll start with the VIX. So really no. I mean, again, looking at all the data for today, right? We have consumer sentiment coming in. I'm curious to see about the inflation expectations, but that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be anything that's like insane crazy. So we really don't have too much. I mean, again, it's expected to be lower, so the market's prepared for that. But anyway, again, down 2%. Again, all the real big data is out at this point. No real movement in the overnight. And again, because of the fact that there is no movement, we would tend to see this kind of push to the downside, right? Um, hold on. um, all right, yeah. So 100% expected. Indices all up just a little bit. And again, quiet day, you're going to see the Russell move a little bit more, but everything's about the same, right? Up 0.26, up 1.6, 2.3, 4.9. They're all about the same. And again, it's tiered down. There's no necessarily bad news today. Eh, expected. Commodities, right? Gold and silver split. One's up just a little bit at 218, and the other one down at 24. We talked about 24 being a big level, and again, I think that's where it needs to be. 2018, I think is still a little bit high. Still not sure why that's holding. But again, the bond market's had their finger on the pulse pretty good, so it's hard to say that, hey, listen, this is going to be a bad thing here, right? This is, it's not going to be good, right? I feel like that it's not the worst of things, right? It's not the worst of things. So, yeah, yeah, not surprised by the point two up, but I think the 219 is just 2019 is just too high. I think next week it's setting up for more of a short. And then silver down a little bit, and I think again 24 is where it should be. Crude up almost 1%, right? 71.55. I still think that this is a little bit high for what we have right now. And again, I think this is part of that entrenched. Remember before they were like, oh, we don't want inflation to get entrenched. If it takes too long, it'll be entrenched. And that's what we're kind of seeing. Um, yeah. Yeah. I don't like it this high, but it kind of makes sense. I think 70 makes more sense, but 71.50 is not horrible. And natural gas at 220, I think is absurd. I still don't know why this one is up 0.9%. Again, we're about to, halfway through May. We're gonna blink and we're gonna be talking about June, right? In the summer. Now I know, you'll start seeing, filling for the fall and the winter and the accumulations and things like that. And again, the reason why it's supposed to be so high is because of, again, we don't want Russian natural gas, but I mean that story's out. That story's factored in. Is this going to be the new norm with this 220? So, I like it a little bit lower, but again, it is what it is. All right, let's roll over right in the currencies. All right, so we are just approaching kind of a Harry Potter based trade right now. As far as near term basing goes, I would say it kind of makes sense where it's at. Again, we had a little bit of a retest off that level. We talked about it breaking 66.90. You can see it pushed down about 66.72, but hasn't gone all the way down. The target for this one. Here, we'll just go ahead and copy this. Copy, paste. Kip has obviously got Melissa's phone. I'm getting mess. So Melissa's off today. Um, Kip must have her phone because I'm like, what is this message? Let me send her a notification because she may not know he has it. Um, yeah, so I like this one. Again, it's already starting to pull back from it. If you guys were able to catch it, the correct way to do it is somewhere in this range. Again, it's on its way. I think it continues to push lower. And again, with the data coming out in 15 minutes, again, we're seeing it move early. We're seeing it move early, which leads me to believe that again, the data's already been leaked. People know it. coffee's good. Like it's when that perfect temperature, you just want to like guzzle it down, right? Like I'm one of those like coffee wimps. I don't like super hot coffee, right? I don't like super hot coffee, but once it gets to the right temperature, it's like yeah, just guzzle. I know people are like, oh, it's just bitter. I'm like, nah, it's like it's like life giving nectar, right? I know it's got caffeine in it, right? Just perfect, just goes right down. So again, this is one we talked about yesterday. In actuality, you could have gotten this one a little bit earlier for the 3 o'clock open this morning. We always talk about near term basing, and there was near term basing here. But you could see and say, hey, listen, there's obviously some basing there, right? It did pull back from that level. Whenever you see a zone formed or a level of basing above kind of a level that you're looking for, um, there's the open. Well, there's what we use for the open, 3 o'clock, right? Lily just pulled right back up again. And what was the risk on that? I was asleep at this time. Yeah, I got kicked after that. Yeah, so I was actually awake at 3. Oh no, I was not awake at 3. Um, yeah, 27 in the downside. So yeah, that was like an 8 for 25. That wasn't a horrible little trade if you would have caught that one at the open. I did not catch that one. Yeah, yeah. So again, a couple different options there. Where we are looking now, though, if we do punch down, I will say start to watch out. There's a lot of chop back through the 61.8. That's the only thing they have going there. There is a little good firm level down here, and this could be something we look for in the overnight. If we do see a continued dollar push down again, it is moving very, very fast, considering it's 15 minutes before news. Um, oh, no. Why is it? I'm getting all the messages again. Everybody keeps doing this. It's like, sorry, I just gotta get a link. Top site. Copy the link. Give me the copy link. There we go. Thank you. Sorry, guys. All right. So we do have an area here at 66.47. It has been confirmed. There was a base on the bottom. It was confirmed and had a nice push off of that one. So this could be one we look for Sunday night, early Monday. Could be a nice little reversal. It's about 35 pips down. So if the dollar strength move continues throughout the day after that consumer confidence number and we push down, this could be a decent little pop and turn point. Maybe again, Sunday night, we see Sunday night dollar weakness coming in before the US session. That's absolutely what this would look like. So again, keep that on your radar for the weekend going into Sunday. Okay. Aussie yen. All right. So I love this about Aussie yen. So we talked about breaking through 89.73. I love the fact that we hit it yesterday at 9, and then we started to form a base here. And it rallied up a little bit. It ended up punching through the 23 and back down again. The more times that it comes here, it should start to fall as we have more sellers coming in. Now, the 23, we knew we really didn't have anything until 90.73. We had this big spike candle, which again really sucks when you're trying to form a zone. Um, um, I think it's great. I like this one. This is one of those ones we can set an alert for. Doesn't have a lot of room to run for today. About 28 pips. If we base, we may be able to get this one out today. We would need to get into this one by 11:30 ish. Um, but I think that's overall a decent push down. 89.73 down to 89.40. It's a decent little run. So I mean, this is one of those ones if you wanted to set. Yeah, I know. That one. And again, there's very few trades on Fridays that I'm like, oh, afternoon, that's not bad. But this one has the ability to run. It could run. And again, if it does bounce off of that, I would be totally cool with that as well. Getting into this one on Sunday night, I could also be into. All right. Euro dollar. All right. So euro dollar. We had this touch yesterday, and we talked about being, again, a decent kind of Harry Potter based trade. It bounced off this level and then hit it and hit it again. We're expecting a failure, and it did. It finally failed going through that 50. It hit it once, and then again, all the way through. Now, looking at over on the left, and the reason we're going back is because we got to look at this. There's not really a decent level of basing and anything like that here. Um, really, I know we got the 61.8 sitting right here, right? Not really a touch back down. And again, we want the red to be the lowest candle, not the green. A little bit of a base here, but again, it tested right to the bottom of it. There's not really a whole lot in here. Again, we are seeing that dollar strength kind of roll in right now. If that data is good dollar strength wise, I think we're really looking for this to come back down. And as far as what's left for today, yeah, sure. There's a 61.8 sitting in there at 108.60. But is this this is a level? Do I want to trade it off of this? Not really. Not on a excuse me, not on a Friday, right? So at this point, we're really waiting for this to come all the way down again. Um, we know we got a level sitting right here. It's got about 52 pips. It's got a 28 pip 4-hour ATR. Can we get all the way down here and then bounce back off of it? It's possible, but it's all right. It's not, you know, mm, I don't know. It's all right, but I don't love it, right? I don't love it. It's a little bit far, but again, could this be a potential area for Sunday night? Absolutely. Again, those of you that are doing the homework on Sundays, right? There's Sunday, right? Can we push ourselves down just a little bit and maybe open a little bit lower here and then hit this on Sunday night? And then what would that mean? Dollar weakness in the European session, Asian and European session going in, and then obviously US data back again. Sure. Sure, that makes complete sense. That's a very common occurrence that happens on the weekends. Dollar weakness before we get in. So, um, is there a trade today? I mean, again, it's not really pulling back. It's not really doing much, right? We had that kind of push down very, very fast. If anything, it looks like it wants to kind of surge higher, right, with consumer confidence. Um, but right now, it's sideways. We're not seeing too much movement for it. And again, the rest of today probably gonna be a little bit slow. So, yeah, not even in a level, right? Not even in a level. Euro pound, kind of funny here. You're holding. There's your level basing right there. And we talked about where it would be. Again, big push up yesterday, and there's news. And I'll delete this. So I'm going to delete it here. Ready? Watch. Boom. There is your news trade. But it is out. But very, very easy. I mean, only talking about 6. But it ran all the way this far, right? It was a 35 pip runner. It's pretty easy. Again, base, descending candles, confirmation, news, right? It pulled right up in time for news, right? The hour beforehand. And then the news came out. Boom. All right. So very easy trade. There's a 1 to 6. 1 to 3 was only sitting right there. Pretty simple. Right. And again, yeah, you would have been worried about this a little, but we've talked about it coming all the way back down again for a while. So we'll just delete this. We don't need this one. Oh, we can take off. Where do we go with it now? It probably stabilizes a little bit. You can see there is some sellers sitting right here, right? So I would say there's a little probably bit. The thing about this one is we are consolidating back in. It hasn't advanced all the way back to the downside, but you can see sellers are starting to build on the top. And again, as we're getting close, they got 2 hours left in their session. Buyers a little bit below. No real other news. So, is this one done for the weekend? There'll probably be a little bit movement, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting like this. Yesterday, if you look at like the 10 o'clock window, there was like this 9:30 spike, and then when 10 o'clock happened here, you can see what it did, right? Here is, I mean, there's a 10 o'clock, and there would be till like the close of the day. You can see it stays within a very narrow range. If I put that there, even if I put it top or bottom, we're sitting right there, right? So it doesn't really give us a lot to work with. It is about 50% in the move, right? When we go here to here, you can see again, it was not really, I mean, it drove down in between the 50 and 61, but no real level there. So it ending in this middle kind of 33%, right? It ending there, highly probable for today. Doesn't really give us a lot to be able to take in a Sunday as well. Because again, we are sitting in that middle 33%, that little no man's land. This is one of those ones. It's like, listen, we just got out of the trade. You should have been just exiting. So, and really, if you were following red, green's red, red down, that green went high. So you would actually should have gotten probably there, right? You probably got stopped there, right? 1 to 3.36. Again, 20 other direction. So, but it's over now. Not much we can do with it right now, as far as the proxy goes. I'll say if we can grind up, I could be on Sunday if we're up in this level again. I think that would be a level that you could take a short out of. Again, that would be kind of pound strength coming back in, euro weakness, which is okay. I'm okay with that one, but as far as a Friday goes with less than 2 hours, 2 hours to go, you're not really looking for much in this one right now. Euro yen. There's that 147. We talked about this coming down, and it looks like yesterday that 930 candle, that one spike down, was the true bottom. So I mean, running your fibs to here, you can see it had some problems with the 23, right? It hit it. People were like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh god, god. No, no, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh god. And then yeah, they're definitely stopped out at that 147 and rallying back down. Right now, this is becoming more of a yen play than it is a euro play. Right now, I mean, really, we talked about 145.85 or 84 being a level. There's I mean, there are obviously buyers in here. Are they the best buyers? Mm, let's see. We'll continue back and see how many times. It's like, oh, there's a hit right there. And look at all those hits. So is it a strong level? No. But it was one. Look, you can see establish, establish, establish higher. And now we've pushed all the way through the bottom of it. So I would say this is probably not the best level to take going forward. I'll delete it just so people aren't confused with it. But right now, I would say expect the yen, the yen kind of strength to roll back in a little bit from what we saw in the overnight, as well as some European weakness because we are seeing this also try to, kind of fight, and it should run into the sellers here and roll. So I would expect this to tear back down, but I would not be willing to take a long on this one until here. And again, this could also be somewhat of a Sunday night base position, right? It needs to move. Needs to move 86. It's got a daily ATR of 141, 4-hour ATR of 47. So it can move there, although it's probably going to start getting slow to here. This could be like an Asian session down, European session back up, right? Let's see. That could be, it could be one of these. Oops. It could be one of these, right, like here, right, or here. Right? Could be any of those things, right? And then we take off here on the European Open, right? So I think either of those works. I don't know. Maybe it flatlines here, and then European session does this, right? So it could be any variations of these. We're basically looking for a bottom to come in. We'll look for continued weakness, and then on Sunday night, look for this to turn and pop to the top side. Pound dollar. There we go. Yeah, we talked about this level being the 78 being okay, and you can see we've kind of we mentioned that. Listen, you got to get out here. There's going to be profit. What? Uh, Um, so yeah, not surprised there's a turn and a flip there. Again, we talked about there being profit. We are confirmed right here. As far as entries go, could you cut in a 23? Yeah, you could have snuck in with a 23 on this one. Not super strong, right? But it was European Open. There is a wick over wick there, so I guess you could have. And all it's done is now just starting the base back and forth. So we'll see. We got 2 minutes before this data comes in. Sorry, a minute and 38 seconds. God, I love that. That's such a great thing. And again, right now, it did pull up just ahead of time. We'll see if we're able to smash through this one. Again, this was a big level that not really necessarily interested in taking a long off of. I'd like this one to rally or kind of roll back down. Would I want to use anything else up in here? I think I'm using that again. I think if anything, let me look at a 15. Yeah, it would fit. I mean, there's your profit target right there. Again, racetrack, going for the 50, right? Using the 50 as a it's not bad. That's 11 pips for 33. Yeah, that's decent. We can throw a alert on that. Yeah, so not horrible. Again, 11 risk for 33 profit on the other side. It's not bad. Look, looks like let's see the dollar strength. Let's see. Survey says, ooh, as Bud Buds would say. Look at that. But yeah, look, dollar weakness, right? The sentiment is getting lower. That's a pretty big jump too in sentiment. And then inflation expectations also dropping. So they think inflation is good, but sentiment is bad. So that's interesting. What's the dollar? What is the Dixie doing? Let's see. Kind of funny. Look, on the 15-minute, the dollar index pushed right up into that level. Yeah, this is. I mean, as far as technical analysis goes, yeah, it's a crappy zone. But yeah, it's more of a dollar weakness based trade, right? Now, here's where this one's going to get interesting. Just so let's go back and talk about this really quick. Pretty important. You see this and you're like, whoa, sentiment is bad, right? Oh, that means that, not they're going to raise. And again, the expectation is, and this is what what the Fed is doing with interest rates is working. Inflation is coming down. That's a good sign. But sentiment is lower. So you may look at this and say, well, wait a second. Why is this one now in the red? Why is this one kind of tearing down, right? Yeah. And why would the dollar be short right now, right? Well, with sentiment lower, people tend to spend less. So it's great that they feel that inflation is coming down, that it's working, right? The Fed doesn't really care what people's perception is. It's just an opinion, right? They don't care about opinions. But this being this much lower, their sentiment, again, inflation doesn't matter. Their sentiment means that they will probably spend less, which is kind of negative overall for the different indices. And you can see, look, about to go red, and the Russell was up, what, when we started? 0.4, 0.8, something like that. It's also about to tick over into red territory. Again, and you're seeing red dollar, right? So again, the dollar was in a selling area, and these guys over here, and look, they're fighting. They're fighting their best fight here. But seeing that expectation, if the consumer thinks that prices are going down, I would say that yeah, overall that is leading us to what we're seeing. So, where the heck were we? Yeah. So again, that's good for this because that can get us up in here. We can test this level a third time. Again, there's one, there's two minimum, and again, not a bad little trade. If we can break through, look for a pullback to 125.46 and then 125.80 to the top side. So again, that one's decent. I like that one. Pound yen, a lot of chop back and forth. I'm surprised. This one, again, we rallied up from that 2 o'clock and then came back down, but we're basically where we were. It wasn't a trajectory moving event enough. Couple things I will say, we definitely have some type of a bottom here. We have confirmed confirmed buyers coming back in. You can see anybody that was trying to trade the 23, they were profitable for 15 minutes, right? You can see it on that. It's a 15. They were profitable for 15 minutes, and then they were at a loss, and then up a little bit. Again, they probably got stopped out from here. So right now, I think areas to look for. We again already got one trade in here. Whoops, right? But we've hit it here, we've hit it here, we've hit it here, we've hit it a number of times, and it's starting to rally higher. So I don't think that one holds again. But since the last big push, we are kind of smack in the middle. And again, we got higher, and people look at this and draw a trend line down, and you could say, oh, look, it's they're gonna do this. They're gonna be like, they're gonna say, oh, look, there's the top, right? And there you go. Look, we're channeling to the downside. We are. I think it's more just going sideways though. I don't want to draw an official channel on that sucker, right? It looks fancy on the chart, but is it really? There's buyers down here. It ran into them. The big question will be is can we continue to break through those buyers? And the problem is you got this level sitting right here, right? So right now this is purely a proxy play, right? The pound, it's late on a Friday. There's not really going to be much more influence from the pound. There's no more data coming out, and in the end, there's going to be a little bit of influence. But now that all the news is out for the day, it's just going to continue to kind of tear and move where it needs to, right? And even look at the cryptos down at 26.5, down 2% today. So, will this stabilize? A little bit. I just don't think there's going to be enough room for this one to really take a trade. Would you want to take it now? I mean, if you're looking at it's 60 pips into this new quote trend, right? Yeah, I could draw it, make it look fancy, but is it going to tear another 60 pips down? I think there's a lot of risk down here at 168.50, about 15 pips below. And then we have another level of basing right here where we also had buyers that supported this. So is there a trade setup for the one? No, not really, right? But just like with some of the other pairs we talked about, look at this Sunday deal right here. Could we come down and grab these buyers? Sure. Sure. And there's the Sunday open, and here's your 3 o'clock window, right, in the European session. So, do we kind of mess around here and then push down and then go up for that session? Absolutely, we could. But I think both those are important areas to look for. Maybe we do the opposite. Maybe we start to rally back up again and go down. Maybe problem is we're right in the middle, right? We're a little bit more biased to the downside, but we could rally back up and have those two pieces as well. But right now, where is there strong movement, right? I see a lot of chop back and forth, a lot of indecision. And again, being Friday, not a lot there, right? Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD's getting real close. So dollar CAD did absolutely nothing from yesterday. So here's where we are at 10:30. There's your 10:30 candle. Actually, there, I guess it's, sorry, 11 o'clock. There's our entire move, right? 7 pips from 11 o'clock till 8 o'clock today. We stayed in a 7 pip range. So nothing. Now the data, again, what did it do? It drove down in time for the news to come out. And again, it started to go a little bit early with dollar strength rolling back in. Right. We know we have a level at 135. We talked about this before. It has been hit twice, but it was such a strong kind of hit. And then just, again, it collapsed. I would say that this one actually you could potentially get into. It's 14 pips risk. Again, I would not hold this one over the weekend. But if this does come up because we're trying to get short sellers out for the dollar, this would be a nice little reversal down. And we know the Dixie's at a high level. So I guess we could shrink this a little bit if we really wanted to, but not too much because I'm afraid it's going to leave ahead of time. Let's be fair. We could shrink it there just to make it a little bit right there. I'm just afraid that we may have shrunk it too much. And again, with this big, strong push up, again, news based like that, that's what we're looking for. This is what sucks. Look at this. The 5-year inflation, 3.2%. Mm, fun. Yeah. So again, if you're looking for trade, if you have not gotten a trade this morning, again, 135.17, decent level. It just needs to go that last little bit. I'm afraid it's going to get stopped right there. But again, we got to shrink the zone a little bit. Now it's set for 12 and 36. With that said, though, I do think I don't really have it on this one. Let me see on a 15-minute. Yeah, we could use that one. That one's okay. You guys know what this means, right? Racetrack. So again, for when that reversal comes, nice little racetrack there. That risk is 10. 10 pips. Gotta love that. Love my 10 pip zones. All right, dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss running into something. Problem is, we said this yesterday. We're not drawing zones off of this, right? This is just junky. So we're waiting for this to go all the way up. 89 and 88. Right. Again, still have the short trade here. Again, when it gets back down there. That one's all right too. Did go a little bit deep though. Yeah. So I would say again, bearish thinking on this one. More of a reversal. Um, yeah, so I'd say bearish for dollar Swiss right now, just because we're high on the curve, but there's no entry zone, nothing in there that I'm in love with. But we do still have this on the watch list, right on the radar. So dollar yen. All right, look at that. We said 135 by the end of the week. We got it this morning. 135 at 8 and then at 10. This one I would say be cautious with it. We talked about this, a small level here, and that's what we ran into to kind of do a pullback. It had many attempts through. Problem with this one is going to be we have a level of basing here and then a rally. We have a level of basing here and then a rally. And we're pulling back to this level of basing right here. And you can see the chop back and forth. Um, I'd really like I'd like this one to close up here. Not that this is how we draw zones, right? Again, that's kind of a not the best of candles. We said we don't have anything strong until 135.23 up in here. But if we can maintain and hold around this 135, we're seeing on enough charts where the dollar is moving to positions. Um, I would say that like a Sunday kind of dollar weakness trade also looks like it's got a lot of potential here in the dollar yen. And again, that would be during the Asian session. I don't know that there's going to be any Asian news to help us move that as far as the yen goes. But again, that weak dollar trend before the U.S. market opens up on the Asian and European session, being up at 135 here is pretty decent. So again, there is a zone there. We'll see if if it gets broken up. Um, I just don't think if we get short this one, or in regards to being able to look below where price currently is. Again, zone here, zone here. There's a lot of steps down with not a lot of pushes through. Um, there's a 50 pipper right there. Ooh, another tenner. God, I love my 10 pip zones. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm good with that one. Yeah, so I think for Sunday night again, if we're up at 135, look for shorts. If we're able to break through 134.33, you know, I think it's a decent short in there. We got some we got time though. Talking about 60 pips. It's over a daily ATR to get it. Not a daily ATR, but a 4-hour ATR. So yeah, Sunday night. That could be a Sunday night push if we can get a little bit of push, a little bit of help. But if we are able to push back up here, again, profit taking there. I would say right now this is how this one is set up. Shorts at 135.38. If we open Sunday night around 135, again, there are shorts here. And if we are able to break through the 134.33, again, that would also be a short base trade. Okay. Let's look at this bad boy. Oh, not what we want. Yeah, look at poor 23.6 traders. Poor 23.6s. Question is, are we about to see a reversal in oil? So we have selling occurring here. Not a great zone. I'm sure I could see it on the 15. It's probably somewhere in that eye. Again, a wick behind the wall. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it's a wick behind the wall with the touches there. I would say use caution. There are sellers here. Obviously, it's hit it once and already pulled back again. We'll see if we can break through it. It's been here a few times. I hate to draw this, but I would say if anything, we've hit this enough times now. If we're able to break through 71.88, look for this to go long up until I don't know where's the 1 to 3 level at. Let's see. Oops, not that one. Yeah, they're selling in here, right? They're selling in here. Not bad, not a bad little level there. Not horrible. I don't want to see this. I don't want this. I don't want it to close above 72, but there's actually not a bad level there, right? We've hit it here. We've hit it here. We've hit it here. We hit it again. We're trying to fight to go through it. There is a 61.8, which will offer some selling, but we just got to go a little bit farther. And this candle spiked all the way up to 72.63. So there could be a trade there, but God, do I want $72 oil? No. Ugh. That's a rough one, guys. I don't want this one to. I want this one to be wrong. I want this to come back down here. I want to close below 70 for the day. It's not looking like that's gonna occur. Man, don't I get a vote in this? Ugh, I don't like that one. But yeah, there's a legitimate trade in there, right? 71.88. Oh, 72.40. There's one in there. Again, easy Harry Potter trade. It's not quite a racetrack, but again, the reason I'm talking about it is because of this spike up, right? There's this spike to there. It's basically like a red candle. I don't like that one. I like it trading wise. I don't like it on a personal level. All right. So this one was hit so many times. Hit, hit, hit. No entry, no entry, no entry, no entry, no entry. Finally got pushed through. But again, once this basing occurs here, right above that level, again, it kind of went all the way down and then started to form. So unfortunately, this is one of those ones. Harry Potters are meant for when it's trending, right? It's a trend. Again, it's a trending continuation. Comes down base and continues the trend. We lost all semblance of a trend in here. So unfortunately, this one had to be taken off. Um, I think that the profit target is still, again, this is filling the gap from last week. Still makes a lot of sense. I will say we are pushing up into levels where we do have some selling. The way that it's looking right now, this could be a great Sunday night trade as well. You can see it kind of gapped higher last week. And let me pull these off. These are old ones. Could this be the, let's see. Hmm. Remember, natural gas is one of the markets that does close early on Fridays. What time did that take off? 8:30. I'm wondering if this is going to hit at like 1. Be like a 1:30 roll. Basing in there. Hmm. I like natural gas for short up here. I just don't know if I love that zone. I love the candle. It's a shame that that's not over here, like all by itself, because I like that candle. It's a great candle shape. But again, push to the brink here, right? So again, in a currencies trade, am I pulling the trigger on this one? Probably not. Right? Probably not. But I do like this one as far as being bearish. I don't think I can pull that. Not on a Friday. Not at 10:17 on a Friday. I'm wondering if this is going to be again 10:30 reversal potentially. Um, 212 is what we're looking for. We're looking for a gap fill here. So yeah, I don't know. We close up in here. Like I said, there is a zone here too. Anywhere up in here, I'd be looking for a potential on. Again, Sunday. Again, could you? This is like one of those ones where you like want to play it. Whoops. You like want to play it with like a spread of some sort, right? You know, 220 down to like 210, right? Kind of a spread. One of those type spreads. Let's look at gold. Look at that. Nice little 8:30 pop in time for news, and now we're seeing it cycle back down, which is what you expect. This one came down. Let's get this guy off. Yeah, look at that. Rallied right up. Can I draw it on the 15? Yeah, kind of. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're in this one, stop loss to break even. Don't take any loss on this one. It should continue to push down. I would say profit targets need to be taken right there. Okay. All right. Silver. Look at that. We went all the way down to 23.75, pushed back up. Again, I'm cycling this down. You can see it didn't quite get back up, right, to the 23 level, but there was a whole lot of selling happening right there. A whole lot of selling happening. Um, yeah, I mean, gold is obviously starting to pick it up to the downside. So, again, if we roll back down low, I would say look for this one to end potentially over here, right, for the morning. Pull this one off. So yeah, this is great. I think silver's in a much better position. We're seeing gold accelerate it down at 214 or 2014 right now, right around just below the 2015 mark. But silver is at that 24, so we have the potential to close below 24, which I think is what makes complete sense. Um, Yeah, I think it's good. I like it. I like it. Good position. Remember, silver and gold also close early, right? They are the markets that are considered closing earlier. So yeah, it's fine. It's dollar doing its dollar popping through. Dollar's trying to fight this level so bad. Like I said, this is not the best of levels. So it's fighting really hard to get through here. It's trying its best. It's trying its best. And look at the indices now. 3 red, only 1 green by a little tiny bit. Apple. Yeah, Apple started moving at 9:30. Tesla's green, but is it really? Is it really green? No. All right, let's see what we got here. Look how it based. So this one I would say is a no entry. There's your confirmation in the overnight at 6:45. It was formed at 4:45, and then it flatlined. The 9:15 was actually red, green. Yeah, I mean, I'd say this one is a no entry. As far as anything to the downside, you could say, okay, was there a level that we could bounce off of? Um, Unfortunately, this level here had 1, 2, 3, so you would not have wanted to use this one, right? Hit, hit, hit. That's not going to hold. The next one down was kind of all the way, kind of over here, right? But price is all the way up here. So that was, you weren't looking for a spike down and a spike back up again. If anything, you were looking for a spike up. So I would say that this is a no entry. Had this one popped up to 41.60 at the open, and again, it didn't. Unfortunately, it gave us a little bit of a spike, but it didn't get to where there was any type of confirmation. You would have had to really try to snipe this one. Um, God, I don't even know in a 5 minute if you would have seen this one. No. I mean, you could say, yeah, there's basing right there, but this is the same high. So, no. Unfortunately, this is one of those ones that if you grabbed it here early morning, 6:45, 7 o'clock, you were good. It was a failure to go higher, right? The drop, the base below, the pull back up, and then boom, pull the trigger on the backside, but not an opening print. So, ES is not one. NQ. So this one very tricky as well. Again, here's your overnight area. Was it tested? Yes, but there was 3 hits in there. There was another little level here. Again, pretty risky, but this one at 9:30 did actually go up and grab that basing level. Doesn't meet the rules for kind of the tested overnight. Yes, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you got short this one, definitely risky because we were in this area 3 times and we pushed it literally to the brink. This one would have been fine if it was just this one, but when this one came back up, the only reason why I said that you could have taken this one and not crucified yourself is because of this, right? We love this pattern where there's a wick and then a lower wick and then a lower wick and then a pop. So was there sellers there? Yes. If you grab this one, good job. It was a good trade, right? But again, as far as the opening print goes, with how we tell you to be extremely conservative with them, it would not have been one. As far as downside goes, no, because 8:30 went all the way to here. So yeah, there's nothing until all the way down here, too far away. It would have been a short entry. So again, could you have seen it for a short? Yes. Was it a little bit riskier? Yes, but this does make it pretty nice seeing this type of formation, right? Those are my absolute favorite formations, especially when it's 3. I know this little red one right here was a little bit strange, but overall it was lower, lower, lower. Love that formation. And again, prove that there were sellers there. So again, pat yourself on the back if you grabbed it. Again, just be aware that, hey, listen, I know there was additional risk being 3, but I had this. Totally cool. Okay. YM. What do we got YM wise now? YM didn't reach up to it. So YM actually had a decent candle. Love that formation. Love the fact that it was tested at 6:45, but the problem was we were over here. We never got the spike up. So it sucks. ES and YM both had nice little confirmed setup areas, but no pop up, right? NQ did have the pop up, but the original area was not as good, right? That sucks when that happens. 9:30 you did get a spike, but it didn't go higher. This one hit. This one not so much. All right, Russell. Russell did hit though. Look, there's the candle. There's the confirmation. The difference is this one did do the pop. So it looks like this is how it always works. If the first 3 are not great setups, Russell tends to be the one that sets up. If the other 3 have them, Russell tends to be the one that's screwed up. It's funny how that works, right? Again, we said here, we need the pullback, but love the level. Love the candle. Love the confirmation. Never got it. Here, we had it. We had the confirmation, same candle, and it actually did pop and go. NQ, it gave us the pop, but the candles weren't as cool, even though it was a level. So isn't that funny how that works out? Just goes to show you there's many different ways to skin a cat. And again, there's your opening, and 1 to 3 is right there, and you went well past it. Okay, so looks like 1 for 4 for entries. with the legit rules. Could you have gotten into the NQ? Yes. Had to tweak a little bit. And then unfortunately, ES and YM had the confirmations, but it never had the pullback. So funny how that works. Funny, funny, funny. Let's see. Are we reversing it all? It's trying, man. It's really trying to fight that level, right? Really trying to fight that level. Yeah, obviously VIX is going up because everything's turning red a little bit. But I don't think this is going to be the big question. Not that this is like a, no warehouse, but it's trying. It's trying to break through. Trying to go. Trying to go. This is the one I'm the most interested in. This is good. Good. Good, 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 good. Good. Again, another hit, and a pullback again. That's awesome. Keep doing that. End up over here. Okay? This is awesome because then if we can rally back up, particularly going into Monday morning, that's where this trade would be the best at. Okay? This would be the best on Monday morning. So this is good. Good, 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 good. Natural gas is still trying to, it's looking to turn. It's above it, but it's looking to turn there. So, yeah, good. Happy about this one. I want to be down here. I want to close below 71. All right, we have 50 cents to go. I want to close below 71. All right, but again, this one is becoming a quick watch list trade very, very quickly. So good. All right, a little bit early. Again, it's Friday. It happens. Let's go ahead and do our drawing for today. All right, so I believe who got it yesterday? Was it Neuro? Yeah, I think Neuro got it yesterday. Neuro went in with like 4 or something like that, right? Or no, Marina got it yesterday, right? I think Marina got it yesterday. I can check it afterwards, but I think Marina got it. So, see how it goes. All right, let's close it. I'll give you guys till 6:30. That's what I've been saying. I'll give you that 30 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. I need music, right? My 30-second music. That's what I need. Need some music. All right, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Bam. All right, winner of today's drawing is Ernest. All right, let's see. Ernest had 3 in, so they were stacking it. So let's see. Back to giveaways. It was Marina. All right, so Ernest gets it today. Ernest gets it 25. Whoops, not that one. Leaderboard over here. Give him his 25 on Friday. All right. So let's see. Now they're not even up there. Look, dollar Swiss is back to 1. So yeah, I think dollar Swiss is probably set up for a reversal. Look, flat, 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 flat. This one's kicking up a little bit. Aussie coming back down to 35. So remember, next big thing we got is going to be Monday morning. Again, Empire State Manufacturing. Let me see. Do we have pound data? There we go. Look, we have industrial production on a monthly basis. So again, that may give us some of that European weakness that we were talking about. We'll see. Preliminary tools orders. PPI for Swiss too. So again, that could reverse. Yeah. So all right, a few things. A bunch of different trade setups for Sunday night look like they are close. We just have to watch it again. Once the market closes, you're able to do it, and then again, look for that Sunday night open. That's how you play it. So with that, I'm out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Hopefully, you guys have great weather. We have rain forecast again for Saturdays. Fun, fun, fun. We'll go from there. So thank you for joining me. Catch you Monday morning. Everybody have a great, safe, hopefully sunny and warm weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Have a great one. Take care.